Ah, shit. This one just goes live. Goddamn. Okay. Hey there, Fuzzbean. Sorry, I wasn't prepared. Like, on different channels, for some reason, on the back end of YouTube, it does things differently. Apparently, if I just stream to this channel, boom, you're live. And it's, oh, shit, I wasn't ready for that. Whereas on the Sargon channel, it doesn't. And so it's like, you know, you've got to click go live. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. Yeah, I was doing some airbrushing earlier, and I'm not terribly happy with how it came out. So I've got me a Lord of Change, if I can get him in focus. Hello, camera. I would like to focus now, please. Camera, thank you. So I've got a Lord of Change, and I'm not happy. So I tried. See, I mean, he looks better on camera than it does in real life. Tell you. So I want to make him kind of look like he's glowing on the inside. Obviously, this is just the sort of basic start work. But I was using these inks, and apparently this one cerulean blue ink is very, very glossy, really glossy. As you can see, like this shine on the back there. Like, this is not normal. Luckily, I have AK's matte varnish, ultra matte varnish. So I won't be lacking for a way to fix that. But I don't know. I mean, it looks way better on camera than it does in real life. I tell you. Like, so I'm going to go over this and put like highlights inside the creases of his body. Because I want him to look like he's just a being made of magical energy. Because I've had this in my head for ages. I'm like, yeah, it would be really cool to do a Lord of Change who looks like a giant glowing being of magic. Well, you know what, right? Interesting you say that about inks, because I assumed that. Sorry, I'm just going to put them back on the shelf. Oh shit. Get them up there without breaking. Yeah, okay. I assume that that'd be a case too, and so the inks I noticed separate. Yeah, I did complete Space Marine 2. There's streams of me playing Space Marine 2. I noticed that the inks separate after having not used them. So I spent a lot of time mixing them up, and so I thought it'd be okay. And I've been using them on the Seketar robots. If I can get that to focus. Right, there we go. So the green is very, very vibrant because I can't remember the name of the ink, but I used a green ink and a yellow ink, actually, to make it so. And it's come out pretty well, I think. Like, it's really, like, I think it's called, like, fluorescent green or neon green, something like that. Oh, come on. Okay, put it onto manual focus, and I'm just going to fix it. There we go. Right. In fact, can I zoom in a bit? There we go. Right. So, like I said, I painted it white and then just gave it a coat. In fact, I'll do it in a second so you can see. And it just came out really well. It's not shiny. It's completely matte. Yeah, I know, right? Good nail polish. Yeah, it's completely matte. So it hasn't been a problem. And honestly, I'm really pleased with how the Seketar robot's coming out. That's looking pretty sweet, right? That's a little bit of a babe there. I really prefer this color scheme to the box color scheme that they like created. Like, I don't know why they decided to make them basically kind of ugly, but it's like, look, man, you know, these are actually not bad looking miniatures. It's just that the way you've pitched them to everyone. So I'm actually going to recombobulate with, like, I don't know what you know. I guess they're trying to make them look like statues or something. I don't know, but like, I just wasn't that impressed. fuck up. As you can see, I've already coated the base, ready to be painted. I just don't like the color scheme they came with, but there's nothing wrong with the models. The model's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. In fact, I'll show you. In fact, I better get the ink actually. I'll show you the inks and how they work. So, these are inks. Whose are they? AK Interactive Inks. Just literally fluorescent yellow or fleur green. Really, really, really gorgeous, easy to work with, completely sensible, really, really great products. They were expensive, I'm not going to lie. I can't remember how I did it. I think I must have put the ink on and then dry brushed it. I know on one I dry brushed it, then put the ink on, but I wasn't happy with it. I think I'm going to put the ink on and dry brush it. But anyway, yeah, so just completely... in fact, I was supposed to tweet this out. Hang on a second. Sorry. I'm gonna tweet this out.
Activia present.
There we go. Right. So, yeah. So these, like, you've got to. In fact, I'm gonna give it a good stir with an old paintbrush, because they come with droppers as well, which is lovely. So these are really, really good inks. This is not a sponsored stream, obviously. Just use some shit old paintbrush, but basically you can feel. You can see there the sort of blob of the pigment. I don't know whether yeah, there we go. Like the blob of the pigment, like you know, it's like with any wash. You've got to give the bottom a good scrub, and so you know you've just got to make sure that it, yeah, GW should have swimming. Well, you know, I mean, I hate GW as much as anyone else, man. But basically, when you're not dragging up sludge from the bottom, then you know that that's being suspended. And I'm just going to give it another shake. It's AK, I think. I think that, yeah, AK Interactive, AK Inks. As you can see there, by AK. But yeah, they're incredibly good inks, and like for fluorescence, it's second to none. I've never had a paint nearly as fluorescent as this. Where am I? No, you can't see the thing. Never mind. Well, sorry guys. And I'll do the yellow one as well. Because on these, as you can see, I've tried to have a bit of a sort of lightening towards the end, and I was using yellow ink for that because yellow and green are so close on the color scales. Comes out superb, frankly. How good are Necrons in game? No idea. They're probably quite good though, because Necrons are generally good. I haven't actually played 40k much in 10th edition. I think I've had 1 or 2 games in 10th edition. To be honest with you, I didn't enjoy it that much. Like 9th edition was horrifically complex, but at least the games were fun, and each faction felt unique, right? But this rolling sixes to get effects stuff, it's too generic. I hate it. I hate that every faction. Oh, what am I looking for on sixes? You know. Do I think I'll ever get a Golden Demon trophy? No. No. Not even anywhere close. I'll never enter anything into Golden Demon, let alone win a trophy. I mean, man, you can go look up the Golden Demon entries, and you see them, you're like, holy shit. Like, these guys paint professionally. Like, they paint all day, every day. That is their entire job. And I will never have this as my job. So no, I will not ever win a golden demon. I'm doing this for the fun of it, for me. And because when I have a game once a year, I like to be able to look at my miniatures and go, yeah, I'm quite pleased with how well they're painted. So I will never win a golden demon, but I'm painting for the tabletop. Yeah, they literally spend all year on like one or two models, and a lot of them enter like multiple models at the same time. So I mean, it's totally fine. I'm no problem. In fact, what I'm going to do, brush up this white a bit first. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Good on them. Well done for being such fucking experts. I'm not. I mean, if I spend a year on a model, it's just because of the lack of time I get to do any painting. I don't want to spend horrific numbers of hours on any one model. I mean, I do sometimes. Like, it'll usually take me about 15 hours to paint a model if I'm, like, working really hard on it. About 8 hours if I'm not. And on these, I mean, it's been about that. Like, these aren't spectacularly painted or anything. I had 4 of them to do. And I'm quite happy. Like, I'm using fairly tried and tested formula that I use for models, because the thing is, you learn like recipes basically. How will this turn out half decently? On the Lord of Change, I am going to spend extra time on him. I've got a bunch of techniques that I know quite well now that I'm going to try and get down. How I'm doing here. I think I'm going to have to raise this a little bit. There's the paint rack. And right, there we go. No, I love Thousand Suns, man. Thousand Suns are the nerds faction. I'm a nerd. I mean, I'm literally a professional philosopher these days. So you're going to have to forgive me for liking the nerd faction. But it really is a case of just... Sorry, I'm just going to move the mic a bit as well, so I don't have to constantly worry about whether I'm yelling or not. Anyway, with these, it really is a case of just splodge it on. And I have to give it a couple of coats, but because of ink. But it's just genuinely incredibly good coverage for like really high pigmentation, and just insanely fluorescent greens, which is perfect for the glowing tubes of arcane energy that I've got on all of my Thousand Suns. I've used this sort of green, not this particular. I mean, honestly, I might have to go back over a bunch of my old ones and give it this fluorescent ink over it, just because it is so vivid. It looks great. Do archetypes exist in another realm to the material? Well, I mean, they're not material, so yes. Archetypes are a conceptual device that we use to understand repeating patterns. And there's no material archetype. In fact, categories themselves are conceptual devices that we use to understand the world. Like, a category doesn't really exist, even though we call them like natural categories. If you think about the nature of what a category is, it's not a real thing. But it's just the way we understand the world around us. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Metaphysical things are real, even if they're not physical. demonstrably help to our understanding of the world and would be lost without them. In fact, we can't even conceive of a world without them. There's no point even having these conversations. Like the eagle. Yeah, I'm going to have to get the lion at some point. Be a fun thing to. I'd like to paint Guilliman up. I was talking about this in the Discord earlier. I really would like red ultramarines. I think that they'd look great. They'd look more Roman, you know, sort of scarlet red with gold rather than blue. They'd look far more Roman and therefore cool. And someone posted an image of Guilliman had been painted in his armor in that big Primarch model in red. And man, it looked amazing. I was like, oh god, that's gorgeous. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Guilliman model is fine. You know, it's a lovely model, obviously. But it was just, I guess it's just because of how novel it is when it's in red. I was just like, wow, that is something spectacular. Of course, there's so much trim on it, but then I, as a Thousand Suns player, I'm a veteran of painting untold amounts of trim. So it wouldn't be an issue for me. I know exactly what I'm doing there. Right, yeah, I knew I was missing a bit. Yeah, piece piss for me. So we're going to let him dry for a minute over there, where you can't see him. Yeah, right, he looks a lot like Rome Total War for some reason. Don't know what it is about it, but how cool. I think it looks bad. Like, badass. I don't think there's anything wrong with the Primarchs returning to 40k. I mean, why not? Makes the thing interesting, right? The Thousand Suns 30k color scheme is red. No, I don't know. I don't play 30k because honestly, it's just a bit boring. It's just Marines. Marines is blocks of Marines fighting each other, and it's like, don't know if I'm up for that. Like, it's not that exciting. But I don't know how I didn't win the lads' hour either, right? Like I genuinely think Bo had a good one, but it was just about numbers and ammunition. Like there would still be something like 1,000 people left after Bo's guys had run out of ammo, basically, and you know the 130 odd dudes that he would have had are not going to beat the 1,000 men in melee combat, right? Oh, thank you. I appreciate the Liberals videos is over good. I appreciate that. They're just not going to be. It's just attrition, basically. I mean, like I said on the stream, Bo is going to create a lot of dead bodies, but he's going to lose just because of the amount of ammo. And so, like, I think that the Toothberg Forest option is the only one remaining. It's like, okay, you can either neutralize the numbers with range and firepower, but he hasn't got enough ammo, or you can neutralize the range with numbers and surprise, you know? So it's got to be a Teutoburg Forest. That is right. Returning the Primarchs is moving the story too fast. Yeah, well, it's too much in one, like, slot, right? It should have been, like, they should be planning over literally like 1,000 years or something, 500 years, rather than, you know, I don't know how quickly they're doing it, but it just, you are right, it does feel too soon. But the thing is, like, what else are they going to do? What else are you going to do? So I'm not even against it. Like, at least it's interesting and we're getting some nice models out of it, right? Yeah, they are turning the setting into a superior universe, but man, it's 40k. It's always been a superior universe. Well, that's not new. Like, you know, like all the named characters are superheroes, basically. And that's fine. I don't even mind it, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Right, let's quick blob on this. Blech. Yeah, I don't mind it. I just it for me the rule system of 10th was bland, right? It was homogenizing, and I didn't enjoy it. I want factions to play differently, very differently, and it felt far too just samey, frankly. I didn't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate the psychic powers just becoming abilities either. I miss the old psychic face from second edition. Like, it was genuinely fun. The old psychic phase was a really exciting thing. And the way that it worked as well with the warp powers, and you got like a certain number of cards and a certain number of like warp energy dice or something like that. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but it made the psychers feel like a unique aspect of the game. And so if you didn't have a psyker on in your army, and your opponent did, and it'd be very easy for them to do so, you felt like you were missing out. You felt like you were losing something, you know? The psychic phase would just be nothing but punishment for you. And it added loads of flavour to the game as well. Like the orcs getting the foot of Gork or whatever it was called. Where it's just literally a foot template that they can stomp on a unit with and do loads of damage to it. Like, that's fun. That's just such a fun thing to have in the game. Why not have that? Why would you want to take that out? Like, the commitment to, like, Grimdark has gone over the top. I don't like Grimdark, to be honest. I know that's ironic, but, like, it's too much. It's just too much. Fuck, I'm getting this everywhere. And it, like, 40k always had a sense of humour about itself. Should we hold hope for Dawn of War 4? Well, that's a great question. I saw the trailer or the footage the other day. It looked alright. I guess we'll find out. Didn't look terrible. It looked like the guys who made it were just remaking Dawn of War 1, basically. And the guys who are making it just seem to understand that, look, to make this a hit, don't reinvent the fucking wheel. Just a modern version of Dawn of War 1 would be just fine, thank you very much. And I mean it. Like that. Like the problems with Dawn of War are like the camera too far in. Obviously, there's remasters that fix that, but like just update it for the modern technology. You don't have to change the game. The game itself was banger, absolute banger. There was nothing wrong with the game. It was fun. It was action packed. It was multiplayer excitement with your friends. Do you really think you guys are the ones who can improve on that? And FYI, you're not, so don't. Don't try. Right. Leave that dry for a minute. Well, I mean, obviously Games Workshop aren't going to end 40k, but like... Yeah, good luck with that party for lemons. Obviously they're not going to end 40k, but like... It's okay if something else happens, right? Well, it doesn't... I'm not saying that it can't be Grimdark or anything, but the thing is, there's a kind of phenomenon where a thing begins to just take on a sort of the effect of a simulacra of its own legend. And, well, they ended the old world, I'm sure, for commercial reasons. But there's where a thing takes on the simulacra of its own legend. So the actual substance of 40k kind of decayed under the catchphrase of Grimdark. So you have the non-aesthetic things in 40k, the actual material substrate of anything from which you derive an aesthetic experience. And in 40k, it used to be quite broad, actually. And from that was derived, in one aspect, or even if it's a predominant aspect, the grimdark nature of it. But there were always other things that weren't grimdark. And honestly, more fun, more like relaxed, lighthearted, and more heroic. And this has... It's difficult to capture the entire spectrum of things in a word or a sentence or a phrase. It would take mountains of theory to properly understand. And so it's obvious that things get catchphrased. And so, okay, it's grimdark. It's just this little catchphrase. And then 30 years down the line, you've got people who are new to this, or not new, but, you know, who join the team or whatever. And they don't have the sort of organic experience of growing through the franchise. And so they're like, yeah, well, we just have to make it grimdark, folks. It's just grimdark. That's what this is. And so it loses the complexity that creates the world from which the grimdark bit is extracted. And so it becomes a caricature of itself. It's like, oh, I know it's grimdark, therefore we have to have this, 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 and this. And then, you know, the next one, oh, it's got to have something similar to those things. So it's, you know, it's kind of like a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. And so, yeah, it's essentially a parody of itself. But it's that's simplifying the problem, in my opinion. That's not giving the depth of the problem enough credit. But it is basically correct. It's still wet. Shit, nearly dropped it. So yeah, it's, you know, and the thing is, yeah, it's all persona. Everything becomes a persona of a persona. And it's probably inevitable that anything becomes like this. So, you know, I'm not even pointing fingers or placing blame. It's just the nature of the beast. These things happen, and they will continue to happen, and life carries on. These things happen, and they will continue to happen. Sorry. Would you get Az back on? Oh yeah, of course I would. Why would I not? Oh, fuck's sake. I logged into my other account while doing this stream. It's like, oh, we need to verify it's you. It's like, oh, fuck's sake, yes, okay. YouTube, it's definitely me. Yes, it's me. Yeah, every year something claims to be the next 40k, and every year we're still paying for it. Like, so Trench Crusade is a really good example of why the simulacra of the simulacra is less interesting, in my opinion. Now, I'm not trying to do down the quality of the Trench Crusade minis. They look great. Have I ever had cigars? Yes, I smoke cigars. I personally enjoy them. I understand why people like Trench Crusade, and I don't blame them for liking it or anything like that. I think it's perfectly worthy, but it's very mono-dimensional. Even though it's got a really great premise, I'm not sure it personally. I personally think it lives up to the premise, but it's a really great premise. But it's entirely mono-dimensional and overcommitted to the grimdark bit, and so you don't get other bits in it from what I've seen. And I mean, it doesn't appeal to me because of its narrowness. I haven't even looked at the game mechanics. It's the narrowness of it that doesn't appeal to me. So I haven't bothered with it. And of course, the fact that the developers fucking hate me doesn't make me want to play it either. I haven't looked at Conflict 47, right? So I'm going to put a bit of the yellow tops. No, I'm pretty sure the yellow was brighter and more bold when I used it the first time. Don't even know if that's doing what I expected it to do. Don't know whether you guys can tell on the camera, but this looks... There we go. Got to really layer it on there to get that. Oh, I need to get the darker ink as well. I forgot I used a darker ink for the middle bit. Well, I mean, they don't know who I am. Well, they might know who I am, but they've not said anything about me personally. But Trench Crusade devs are woke, so you know, if you don't have your pronouns in your bio, they fucking hate you. I'm not funding that. I personally don't want to, oh shit. I personally don't want to fund my enemies. And when I say that, I mean people who hate me. They can get money from other rubes. But, I mean, to be honest with you, I would probably buy it even if they did, if I really liked it. But it just doesn't appeal to me, the mono-dimensional nature of it. I'm still, even at this point, not so politicized that I wouldn't buy something because of the person who made it. If I wanted it, I would get it. But I don't particularly want it. It doesn't, I don't look at it and think, ooh. I look at it and go, yawn. But I'm not going to say they haven't done a good job or anything like that. They have done a good job. Yeah, it's a very impressive piece of work. Shit. It's just not for me. And that's because of the simulacrum nature of the Grimdark aesthetic. This is it. Oh, okay. Well, I wanted something more interesting and more thoughtful. Plague Burst Crawler, that's cool. Man, I've painted dozens. Dozens of Thousand Suns. So painting trim is no longer a mystery to me. It's not in any way. Well, the thing is, I don't even mind that Trench Crusade is Catholicism. I think that's actually a cool idea. But like the devs the other day came out and were like, yeah, we're not saying that the Crusaders are the good guys. It's like, but the enemy are the forces of hell, man. Like ontologically, nominatively, deterministically. The enemy in Trench Crusade are evil because they are literally the forces of hell, demons from hell, coming up to murder everyone. And it's because it would amount to essentially an endorsement of Christianity in this context. It's like, okay, dude, I'm an atheist, but I would 100% endorse Christianity in the context of a demon invasion from hell. Even if somehow in that context you remain an atheist, right? You still would endorse the demons from hell. You'd be like the Christians against the demons from hell. It's like, yeah, obviously, duh. like there's no question in Trench Crusade who the good guys are. There's just no question of it. And yet the devs are still like, well, I mean, you know, I'm not saying the Christians are the good guys. They're obviously the good. You don't have anyone else who could be the good guys. It's so weird. But this, you know, this is another reason why I don't like them. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I mean, and the thing is about Games Workshop is you can love them or hate them. What happens The models are superb. The quality of the models is just so good. And it's like, okay, well, they are a pleasure to paint. I mean, I enjoyed Space Crusade when I was a teenager and I had it. I really enjoyed Space Hulk, actually. Yeah, I bet they are. Jelly. Thousand Suns and Death Guard trim after painting orcs. I mean, orcs, obviously you've got dozens of them, hundreds of them. But like an orc army, you can just... what's the method of painting where you dry brush it and then put contrast paints on it? Slap chop. Just slap chop it, man. It's an orc army. No one cares. I do the same with Tyranids. Man, Space Hulk on the Amiga is really difficult. The controls, if nothing else, made it really difficult. Yeah, I'm surprised that GW. I mean, one of the things that, like, it would just be an easy win for GW to reissue Space Hulk. It doesn't matter if it looks dirty; they don't clean them anyway. Exactly, it's the easiest thing in the world. Like, all of my models are parade ground ready, right? They've literally just come off the factory floor, like the shiniest, most polished armor. And the thing is, right? The reason I do that is because I don't want to fucking mess up the armor using dirt effects. Like, I spent all this time painting it so it looks beautiful. I don't want to fuck it up with dirt effects. Like, make it look ugly. Obviously, it's on purpose, but man, this took a long time. Look at that. I'm really happy with that. Especially like the effect on the bit here, like the true metallic metal bit I've done there to control the way the light goes. I think that looks lovely. I just don't want to fuck it up. I'm sorry. I've got no desire. I feel this has moved. The focus on that has moved. Anyway, I've got no desire to mess it up. I spent all that time on the shine, in the the sort of reflective nature of the panels. It took ages. Fuck you! I'm not messing that up. My guys can be from the showroom. Yeah, it's got a codpiece. Yeah. I can't explain that. I mean, I'm quite happy with how this has come out, actually. And the back's just... This is the one I've already done. Yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's a lot of work, but, you know, it wasn't even that much work, to be honest. So I've done it so many times. I've got a whole 1,000 Suns fucking... Oh, I could do the red, actually, couldn't I? What red am I using? Not that. Not that. Not that. Tell you what, it's difficult finding a good dark red. I know that sounds silly. You think, oh, hang on a second. Dark red is such a ubiquitous colour. I have no idea what the Seketar robots are. I'm just going to use some Flesh Terror red. No idea what the Seketar robots are. Don't even care. To be honest, don't care. Just glad to get a new 1,000 Suns unit. My God, man! Like I think the 1,000 Suns came out in like 7th edition or something. It was a long fucking time ago that the 1,000 Suns units came out, and so I'm just thrilled to have a new kind of thing. Oh yeah, this is a contrast paint. Balls. Yeah, so I'm just thrilled to have a new thing. No, this isn't going to work. Let me just grab the other one to paint and to add to my army. The best dark red I have is Dread Red from Duncan Rhodes' Two Thin Coats. Man, I love Duncan Rhodes' videos. He's got such a good bedside manner. Like, just do this, and then put that there, and then you're done. I will listen to them, even if he's painting something I've got no fucking interest in. The only problem is, as you can see, the bottles are not the best. So they get paint smeared on there, but it stays wet, so you can just take it off the top. But it's like, didn't want that paint smeared there, actually. Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. But yeah, I'll watch his videos, even if he's painting something completely irrelevant to me, just because I love his manner and like his delivery. And the thing is, he's got a lot of the same interests as me, you know. And he's like, I'm doing an alien from Aliens or whatever. I think, yeah, cool. That sounds fun. There was a great video someone did of, where he's like, and apply a thin coat to there, or 2 thin coats to there, and it's just, and then they spliced it in with footage of them absolutely globbing on black paint onto a space marine. So it was just like the thickest, most disgusting thing in the world. And it was such a funny parody, but the thing is, it's so niche. It's such a niche parody. Like, no one on earth, apart from like half a dozen Duncan Rhodes fans, would appreciate it. But I fucking loved that video so much. I wish I'd saved it. From time to time, I just want to watch it because it's so fucking funny. Is there any philosophical value to atomization? Well, it depends what you mean by philosophical value, I suppose. I mean, it can teach us a lot about why it's not good to be atomized, obviously. But what kind of value are you trying to derive? I suppose, yeah. I mean, one way it teaches you the value of the relationships that you have, right? And now I start talking about this, I remember, oh shit, my wife's been a bit pissed off at me today. I should probably not be doing this, and I should probably go and chat with her. I guess tomorrow I'll have to take her out for a nice dinner or something. Yeah, just 2 thin coats, another 2 thin coats, and another thin coat. And the thing is just the most disgusting thing you've ever seen. I love it. That's such a good video. But yeah, the difficulty in getting a good dark red is making sure it doesn't go too purpley, sort of mulberry colour. And so it just remains sort of darkish red. And this is about the best one I've got. And also keeping good saturation in it as well. You can't just mix it with black because it loses saturation. It's actually a bloody nightmare. Weirdly, getting a good dark red has been a difficult challenge. I've spent a lot of money on dark red paints and I've not been satisfied with any of them. I saw Duncan Rhodes is coming out with his own web store for his 2 thin coats. It was about fucking time. I've been waiting to get some more because they are good paints, really good paints, actually. But they're, I got his second wave. I missed the first wave. But they are really good paints, and I'm glad I got them. And I've used them a lot. I wouldn't say they're any better or worse than the army painter ones I've got over there. But horses for courses, right? I'd love to be able to get a few different sets of them, and I haven't been able to. So it's been frustrating. Hello there, Sabian. How are you? Yeah, purple is a good colour. But it's time and place, right? Like, sorry, I've got to focus. Like with all things, Kairos determines the propriety. Yeah, I don't have Doomball Brown. In fact, Brown is another one, another difficult one. Getting good browns outside of GW, because obviously I'm trying not to use GW colors just because I mean they're an evil company, but that's not really a reason. The reason is I hate the paint pots so much, and I genuinely have developed an overt prejudice against GW's paint pots. It's clear that they're just doing it to fuck with us now. Like, sorry, the dropper bottles have been on the market for a long time now and have been demonstrated over and over to be the superior method of storing paint. And yet, GW is still like, fuck you. This makes the paint go dry, so you've got to buy it more often. You get 3% extra paint you have to buy every 7 years. Therefore, and it's like, you fucking cheap bastards. How much profit is enough, GW? You know, when will you stop? Tamiya has a lot of good browns. Let me have a look at that actually. Hmm. Hmm. I'm going to look at that another time. Who's the? I'm just going to have to get the new one. That's it. Right. So the other ink I was using. I think it was this nature green one for the sort of darker area. I don't like Vallejo paints because they're very. The ones I have had in the past have been very satin. I don't like satin paints. So it's just their nature green, which was good ink. I have painted Magnus. Thank you, Magnum Norse. Appreciate that. I will. We are doing our best to take our country back, but the thing is, at like 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday evening, there's not that much taking your country back you can really do. I put up a video on my Account Daily channel, and you know, not a lot else to do. So it's either get a nice early night or stay up late painting. Yeah, I think there was some sort of strike with Vallejo recently, which, you know, I don't know. Surely it's a Spanish thing. I don't. It's not my business. I don't have to worry about it. It's just the British way of spelling Carl. K is the German way. What's Pro Krill like? I've never had any. Well, I've done a video for tomorrow morning on Enoch Powell. Just watching an interview of his with a journalist, and it's just he's being so profoundly reasonable. It's just like, okay, what's the objection here? So profoundly reasonable. Thank you, Magnus. I am painting that shit. Painting as hard as I can. There we go. Another layer of the yellow at the ends. You can start to see the brightness of it coming out now. The great thing is, because it's inks, and with washes and inks and stuff, they tend to blend themselves. I'm a big fan of letting the paint itself do the work. But yeah, thank you, Magnum. I appreciate that. Whereabouts in the USA? Yeah, I use hard cash as much as possible. I went and got a lunch, just a fried breakfast with my son. And the Indian guy who owned the cafe, I see him every week. 'Cause it's when I take him boxing. Basically, I've got to do something for an hour, so I just sit in the cafe next to it. And then me and my son get an early lunch from this cafe. And so the Indian guy runs it. He sees me every week, and today he was just like, if you're gonna be here like for an hour as normal and order multiple things, can I just start a tab for you and you pay it at the end? Because he gets charged 5p for every transaction that he does on the card machine. I was like, yeah, no bother to me. And he was saying how at the end of the year he was doing his taxes and it amounted to $3,000 that he had lost. And he was like, well, I need that $3,000 because everything costs a fucking fortune and money is worth a lot less than it used to be worth. And I'm like, yeah, man, I totally understand. Like, that's fucking daylight robbery. $3,000. Like, it should be a flat rate. Fair enough. It's a service, so you got to pay for it. But like, £500 a year or something transactions, and they'd still be making unbelievable amounts of money. Oh, thank you, Hate Monger. Oh man, I tell you, if there's one thing I fucking enjoyed, it's the Space King series. But thank you. I appreciate that. And I thought so too. Like, just make them look like classic Thousand Suns units. And they look fine. Everyone was, oh, they're ugly. I was like, no, I don't think they are. I think it's just GW has chosen the worst aesthetic in the world for them for some reason. And there was no need to choose the world's worst aesthetic. They just decided that they were going to. And then, so, it's a bit thick. And then just a bit in the middle here. I'm going to have to do a bit of water too to blend it. There we go. Just to darken the sort of middle of it, just to give it a bit of character. Makes the light bits stand out more as well. Put a bit darker bit in the middle. I'm not one of the world's great painters or anything, but hopefully I can help. Like, if what I try to do is give the kind of advice that I would have benefited from when I was a noob. Because I've been playing 40k for a long time, but I never took painting seriously. Because I didn't have YouTube to find painting tutorials on or anything like that. And so I didn't take it seriously. I didn't spend any amount of time trying to actually make things look really good. And I was shit. And obviously using painting tutorials, a long, slow process of learning how things are done. So I tried to give the kind of advice that would have accelerated my understanding of how to paint to the standard to which I can paint quicker. I'm doing with Dan. That's why I did that video for Dan the other day. And he was like, that was really helpful, thank you. Apparently his custodies are coming along very well, and I look forward to getting my ass handed to me with them at some point in the near future when he's painted them up. I've never actually played against custodies before, so it's going to be really fucking annoying if he wipes the floor with us in his first game. Really annoying. Ah, fuck. I understand they're insanely tough per model. When you look at the stats, you're just like, oh shit, man. But the good thing about the Thousand Suns is weight of numbers. As in, not on the individual models, obviously, but just the number of shots that you can put on the enemy. And that's where I think I'm going to have to get him, is just on... I have, like, the Terminators. There was a stratagem so they could fire twice, and they get something like 4 shots if they're in close range, like 12 inches or whatever it was. And so just the sheer number of dice that are rolled mean he's gonna statistically get a few ones. And that's the way I'm gonna have to take his guys out, getting him to get those ones. Right. See what I mean, though? It's already looking pretty nice there, isn't it? Yeah, the tonal shift between the greens just gives it a bit of interest. And that was, 5 minutes. There's been, I know, invulnerable saves and everything, but again, it's not about hitting him with ridiculously powerful things. Yeah, you can't melee them. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to try. I'm Thousand Suns. I can't melee anyway. It's just going to be about hitting him with loads and loads of dice. Just huge numbers of rolls. Evening, Obi Stonks Kenobi. How's it going? Yeah, the Seketar robots are a new Thousand Suns unit, which I was thrilled to get. You can imagine, and I was like, fucking hell, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and just use a GW red. Again, the GW reds are just the best, unfortunately. Although they need, you can see how much. I don't have any Zangors. And the thing is, it's not even I don't like the Zangors either. They're not. There's nothing wrong with Zangors as a model. Like, they look cool enough. They don't fit what I want from my Thousand Suns army. Like, I would love to do at some point a Chaos Cultist army with the Dark Commune leading it. I think that would be fucking fun. No idea what the lore on the Seketar robots is. Haven't looked it up. If someone in the chat wants to look it up, that'd be really useful, actually. You can tell me what the lore is on them, because I have no idea. Yeah, I'd love to do a Chaos Cultist army one day. But buying that many cultists, and like I'd want them to be like, old-fashioned cultists in robes. That'd be cool. But yeah, like with the Dark Commune leading it and stuff like that, that'd be really good fun. But I think they actually, in the rules, I know that this was the case in 9th. I don't know whether it's the case in 10th. That you had to have an equal number of cultists to Chaos Space Marines. I'm like, why? I want my stupid cultist spam army, thank you, GW. And I'd do the same sort of thing with Zangors. I'd want an entirely Zangor army, even if it's shit, because it'd just be like, I'd have loads of them and it'd be spamming. So I think this thing would be funny. And the thing is, it's probably not that bad. It's just that each individual unit isn't very good, but you've got loads of them, so who cares? Most are by default now, it's opt out. Oh, right, is it? Like I said, I haven't followed 10th that closely because I've only played 1 or 2 games of it. Because, like I said, I didn't find 10th that fun to play. Frankly, I'm sure we'll have a game of it soon enough. But weirdly, I don't normally look forward to the next edition. But with 9th edition, I was looking forward to the next edition in the hopes that 10th would be more streamlined. And streamlined it is, but my God, not to its advantage. And so now I'm looking forward to 11th and just hoping and praying that GW have learned a lot. You think of all the things that Games Workshop would have an issue with making a tabletop war game, the rules themselves wouldn't be it. You think, okay, well, hang on a second. You've been doing this I mean, you are the guys who basically made this what it is. You've been doing this for, what, 40 years? And everyone's like, yeah, this edition sucks. Your rule set sucks. We don't like your fucking rules. How have you managed that? How is it this is your entire fucking profession and has been? You're the guys who made this what it is. This whole genre of game is mainstreamed because of you. Everyone's like, your game sucks. It's so weird, the lack of proper innovation in 40k. Like, there are so many things that 40k has lost that were worth having. And so many things it hasn't introduced, even though it'd be such a good idea. Like, the turn times. Really, I've got to sit here for fucking 45 minutes while a guy just does everything in his army. Do I? There's got to be a better way, GW. There's got to be a better way than that. I'm not joking, there just has to be. Fuck's sake, guys. No, you're going to sit there 45 fucking minutes. I mean, it's why my son doesn't want to have lots of games with it. I have to, like, once a year I'll drag my son into a game with me. Because, you know, it's just sitting around getting shot for 45 minutes is not that fun, actually. You know, like, some sort of, you know, exchanged activations would be more fun, GW. I know this has probably never crossed your mind. Never heard of such an idea. But I'm telling you, I think there's something to it. This could work. This could genuinely work, GW. Go nuts. Why don't you just play a couple of test games where it's just alternating activations and see how it goes? Yeah, that looks alright. Thankfully, and this is what I love about red. Red is such a forgiving colour. Such a forgiving colour. Isn't 30k just basically second edition 40k? I've not played it, but I've heard that it's got basically a bunch of the old things in it. And it's like, well, that makes sense. Why broke if it's not fixed? Why fix it if it's not broken? Duh. Give me another light, a yellow on the top. No, red's so forgiving, man. It's yellow that's a fucking nightmare. Yellow is a horrible colour. White, awful. Blue's usually alright. Dark blues are fine. Light blues are not fine. No, I haven't played the old world. I've never had anyone around who plays it. So I've never had the opportunity to even have a game of it. I'm sure it's fun. It looks fun, but it's like with historical miniature war games. I would actually love to play a historical miniature war game. I would love to paint up, you know, classical era or medieval war game. I would love to have an army for that. I just don't know anyone who would play it. I don't know what rule set to get. I don't know anything about, you know, what miniatures to buy. So there's a lot. Most of them are like interchangeable miniatures and rule sets. I understand it. So it's just like, right, okay. Now, I might. And the thing is, as well, a lot of the time these miniatures are not that good, right? So this is again the crippling problem of GW is their miniatures are just so fucking good that you want to paint them. Whereas a lot of like non-GW miniatures, they're not that good. And honestly, you don't want to paint miniatures that are not that good. Miniatures that are not very well produced, are not very fun to play, to paint. With GW miniatures, again, all the problems in the world with GW, but gotta hand it to them. They do the best plastic crack. You can see that, the light difference on it there. Victrix do excellent historical miniatures, do they? See, I'd like to get, like, you know, Hannibal's army or something. That'd be great. In case anyone hasn't yet, let me apologise on behalf of my retarded and evil government who didn't grant you a visa. Well, that's okay, Generica. I appreciate that. It was a shame not to go, but what can you do? Who, GW? Yeah. The thing is, as well, that another problem that the 40k in particular has is I posted this in the Discord. Like, the old world and the Sigmar models look way better and are more creative than the 40k ones. Another thing about 40k being a simulacrum of itself is, okay, we've got the platonic form of a space marine. It's like, right, and now it's that, and now it's like this streamlined down into the tactical space marines. It's like, yeah, man, that's not what I loved about the space marines, actually. I love that the Saturnine Terminators were the most exciting thing in a long time, because they look fucking preposterous. Like, absolutely fucking preposterous. And everyone was like, wow, they're so cool. So yeah, they were cool. Because they were fucking preposterous. Yeah, the Age of Sigmar models look like something from a heavy metal album cover. Yeah, they do. And they're awesome. And so, and I'm looking and thinking, man, that looks great. Shame I don't have that. And yet the GW ones, whenever a new GW thing comes out, I mean, it's like, these are fine. They're fine. They're good. They're fine. I like them. I don't love them. I'm not like, oh, amazing, you know. They're fine. Hopefully they do well on the tabletop and, you know, yeah, give me the old Marine model, exactly armoured. It's just, they've strayed from the Gothic medieval Germanic roots. Exactly, right? Exactly. And so it's just like, and even when they're trying to do it, like, I didn't like the new Blood Angels at all. I'm not a Blood Angels guy, although I wouldn't mind having a Blood Angels army. I do like them. But they were always cliche. Back when I was playing as a kid, everyone had Blood Angels. Everyone had Blood Angels. It was just the default. And so I quite like Dark Angels because no one played them. It's not the same now, but Dad and I are World War II RAF, RCAF reenactors in the US. We used to build and paint airplane models. I got into D&D mini painting a bit, hoping to get my daughter into something similar. Well, good luck. Yeah, hopefully you'll have a good time. I think my youngest son, he's nearly 5, so he's not old enough yet, but I think he'll enjoy it when a lot more than my oldest son, who's much more into video games. But I think he'll particularly like miniature painting. So, because he's kind of autistic, which is, you know, the best thing about him. So yeah, I'm really hoping he does. So I've got someone else to do it with. But when I was spray painting Lord of Change earlier, he was coming over and he was just fascinated. He was just like, "What's this? What's this? What's this?" He was just absolutely fascinated with the airbrush, how it worked, and all of that. So hopefully he's into it. Yeah, I'm really not happy with this. Could be a lot of work to do on this, lads. A lot of fucking work. Fuck. Fucking balls. God damn it. I was hoping to cheat. I was hoping to save myself a lot of time. But I don't think I'm going to be able to save myself any time with it. Yeah, no, I'm basically going to have to cover most of that up. I mean, it's not too bad. I'm overdoing it, but, you know, what are you going to do? In fact, while I'm waiting, paint the heads. This needs to be done. Let's get some colours. Do I have some colours? Anything on my palette still wet? Yeah, thank God. These wet palettes are incredible, man. Like, again, didn't have a fucking wet palette when I was growing up, tell you that. Yeah. Paints are still active. Boom. Didn't even have to go find a new paint. You know, I really like Chaos Dwarves. If I was going to play Warhammer Fantasy, I would have got the Chaos Dwarves. I think they look badass. And I've never been a dwarf guy, but the Assyrian look to them is so cool. And they're so, like, again, kind of funny looking, but, like, they look like they take themselves so seriously. I really like it. I'd definitely get Chaos Dwarves. Even though, really, I'd want the Lizardmen army. You know, like, I think Lizardmen look like they'd be so good to paint. Like, you could just get an entire army of Lizardmen painted to a really good standard really easily. You can do some really creative colours on them, blah, blah, blah. And you've got all sorts of giant dinosaurs to paint with them. And it'd be like, oh, that'd be great. Of course, I don't know anyone who fucking plays it, so what are you going to do? Yeah, exactly, dildo shaggins. That's why I'm doing it. It's like I'm doing something to unwind. This is me time. Once a week or twice a week, maybe I might get lucky and have a little bit of me time. Or I have to go back to being a business owner, a dad, a commentator, and Ahmed. You're welcome. The Bellwright update is impressive, isn't it? I haven't really had time to play it. I played it a little bit the other day, where you can build fortifications, and there's a bunch of other things like the fishing um, hut thing, and it's like, oh, this is really, really cool. I wish I had more time. Yeah, Bellwright is a really promising game, and there's something about it that's really aesthetic as well. It just feels quite correct. I don't know how to describe it. It's got a kind of naturalistic feel to the whole thing that really does it for me. Yeah, yeah. I like, and the fact they've added mods to it means that basically over time now, it's just going to get better and better. I saw the gameplay video for War Sales the other day. Bannerlord's expansion that's finally coming out. My son's already been like, Bannerlord's my son's favorite game. Like when he's not playing, the default. Everyone's got like a default game they'll play. For my eldest son, it's Bannerlord. He'll just sit there for hours playing it, beating the hell out of enemies and whatnot. And he already was like, Dad, War Sales comes out on the 26th of November. Can you get it? I was like, well, maybe for Christmas you'll get it. Santa Claus will buy you on Steam. He was like, oh, it's a month away. It's like, yep. Hard old life, son. Hard old life. What I'll do is I'll get it from him and like have it so you can install it like last thing Christmas Eve, so you can play on Christmas Day. I don't know what I think of the War Sales thing, to be honest. Like, did I think it looked good? I mean, I don't know. The ocean itself, like the effects of it, all looked really nice. But I don't know. I'm weirdly not won over by it yet. Maybe it's one of those things that you just have to play to actually get a proper feel for it. I was weirdly not won over. And I expected to be, obviously, because I love the idea. Like one of my favorite things to do in like open world games is basically be a pirate. And it's not even be a pirate, but like in Ark, for example, one of my favorite things to do is just to have a ship as the base. So, you know, you're sort of like just adventuring around on your ship. But then they introduced the Dunkleosaurus or whatever it was that can just bite through any fucking hole. It's like, shit. And then you literally, you know, there was nothing it couldn't bite through. So it could literally just tank your entire base, basically in one little unfortunate setting. And you couldn't outrun it. So it's just like, oh, motherfucker. So that entire style of gameplay just died, basically. It really annoyed me, because I just thought that was such a fun way of doing this. You know, run around my little ship base, like going to the bits where I need the resources from. And I just found that really fun. And oh, no, that's gone. And Ark is ridiculously big as well. Like, Ark requires so much fucking hard drive space. I don't mind playing Ark. I still enjoy it. You know, especially as my son and my mum play it too. You know, they still play it. My mum loves Ark, and so I'd love to just jump on every now and again. But man, I just don't, my hard drive isn't fucking big enough for it, and anything else. One thing that I finally bit the bullet and got, which I wasn't planning on getting, but I kept seeing Koifish's videos popping up on my feed, and he is funny. He's really fucking funny. Is Crusader Kings 3. So I was playing that bit this afternoon, and it's so fucking complicated, man. But I was starting to get the hang of it. I was trying to play as Wessex during the Viking invasions, just to see, you know, as a starting point. Man, that was tough. But I was getting there. I was getting there. And then at some point I'd accidentally converted to Judaism. Which made my life really difficult because everyone was really angry with me. Like the Pope's like, what the fuck are you doing? All of my fucking vassals like, what are you doing? And the thing is, I don't even remember doing it. But I was going through, like, because it was constant, like, Viking invasions and fucking, then it was like, oh, there's revolts and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? Then there's a holy war from Brittany. I'm like, what? And then I looked at the religion thing and I realized I thought it was like a pentagram at first. It was actually a Star of David. And I was like, what? When did this happen? I wanted to go back to an autosave, but it was too far. I'd been doing it for ages. And I guess that's what all the revolts were about. It's just like, right, for some reason, in the 9th century, the King of Wessex is it's just like, nah, fuck it, I'm a Jew. Everyone's literally, the pagans are attacking. The Christians are like, oh, we've got to fight. And the king's like, no, I think I'm Jewish. I don't believe in Jesus anymore. They're like, fucking what? You're not going over to the old gods, are you? No. It's way more complex than that. And it wasn't even like the normal Judaism either. It was a weird offshoot in Judaism that the game has. It's got loads of religions in it. You know? And so I basically I've had to scrap that playthrough. In fact, no, I had to scrap it because my king ended up dying, but due to, you know, non-stop revolts, basically. But he died in battle, like a hero. You know, like an Old Testament prophet. But I I don't even know how that happened. It was completely accidental. I did not in any way mean to convert to Judaism. Because my plan actually was convert to paganism. But you can't just convert to paganism. You've got to have an unbelievable amount of like theological power built up to convert to paganism, which is weird. Like, I don't know why I have to be, such an expert in religion to just convert to like Norse paganism or something. So I think it'd just be fun to revive paganism. But like, yeah. So I'd accidentally converted to Judaism, and it was just hell. Not the religion itself, I suppose, but like the reaction of everyone around me. And the weird thing is, as well, after becoming Jewish, I was looking at the religion thing, like, right, can I convert to paganism from Judaism? And the answer was, it was a lot easier, actually, to do that than from being Christian. And when I was a Christian and I was looking at, right, can I convert? There was only one guy on my court who was like, yeah, I'm up for this. But after I'd converted to Judaism, and I was like, right, can I convert to paganism? My entire court and all my vassals are like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Anything but Judaism, apparently. All of them were up for it. But I mean, as you can imagine, the Viking invasions were just a fucking nightmare. But I did actually manage to expand my realm quite significantly. I took Cornwall and Devon, and I was moving up into Sussex, and then I died in battle. But it was coming. It was all coming along. Alright, I think I need to give him another coat of green. A very light coat this time. So if you look, one's more yellow than the other. Well, I'm not necessarily not wedded to it. I'm just going to give it a bit of green in the edges. But otherwise, just need to really do a bit of dry brushing. Shit, that's too much. Bit emergency wet blending there. Just a bit of dry brushing on that, and then that's basically done. Yeah, so I was enjoying Crusader Kings. That was fun. No, I didn't lose any wars against the Danes, actually. I managed to get really lucky. Because, I mean, at first, I was just getting pummeled. Absolutely fucking pummeled by the Danes. Just over and over. I was getting my fucking face smashed in. And, like, I didn't understand how raising armies worked either at first. So I was there with like 800 men, and the Danes are like, oh, there's 4,000 guys who have just arrived. And I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? But eventually I managed to get some men together, got about 1,500, and the Danes managed to split themselves up, and somehow I was winning. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm winning a battle. All hands on deck, red alert. Something exciting has happened. I'm actually, because they'd split their army in two, basically, of like, I don't know, 1,500, 2,000 men, something like that. I managed to actually drive them off. And I was like, wow. And there were a few peasant revolts, but, like, bad luck to them. They didn't have any proper soldiers. So they were getting crushed really, really easily. Shit. Balls. Yes, I do automatically think of Slaanesh when I see pride flags. So it's literally the moral of Slaanesh. I mean, it's literally what it is. The very heart and purpose of Slaanesh is the pride flag. Tell you what, that Lord of Change is pissing me off now because I expected it to come out better. I've ordered some white ink to use with the airbrush. See if I can get that to come out better than it was because I'm not happy with it. Now I'm watching this El Mini Astero guy and he's a fucking wizard, man. Trying to copy his techniques and good God, I can't come anywhere near. It's just an actual wizard. Don't know how he does it. My God, I'm going to rip off his techniques. This is the last thing I do. I've been watching his videos. Right, yeah, I can do that. Surely I can do that. I've got the same equipment. I can see how he's doing it, and yet mine didn't come out nearly as amazing as his. Why? I demand answers. Yep, Angel Giraldez, or whatever his name is, he's excellent, really excellent. Like there are so many painters out there who are just fucking incredible, man. You know, I'm nowhere near. The thing is, I don't these guys. I mean, I think Angel does, but I don't know about Element Mini Astero guy. Don't think he enters competitions or anything. I'm like, man, I'd vote for him. Like he's just so good. Fleemion guy. Love his smooth transitions, man. And his ultra smooth light effects. They're just profoundly good. And he spends so much time like on them. And the thing is, he didn't win. He did put into a Golden Demon, but he didn't win. I'm like, okay, fair enough. If even he doesn't win, then I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to waste my time trying. Because I'm just not that good. I do not have the skill or time to develop that skill. And even then, there's probably just a hard cap on how talented a painter I will ever be. And I suspect I don't reach that. I suspect it doesn't go high enough up to get even like a commendation, let alone a prize. I'm fine with that. In the same way that I can't sing. Fine with it. I'm doing this for me. All I want is when I play a game of Warhammer, my army looks pretty damn respectable on the table. My opponent goes, hey, that looks nice. Oh, thank you. Literally all I want out of my Warhammer painting. Mr. Old Crusaders and Kingdoms D&D campaigns. Do you still intend to start another? No, I haven't got time. I enjoyed them, but like I haven't got the brain power. So weirdly, DMing D&D takes a lot of resources in your mind, right? A lot of bandwidth. And I just don't have it. I just don't have the bandwidth for the amount of work I've got to do these days. So I'm afraid not. Yeah, being the DM is a lot of work. And the thing is, like, it's probably way easier now that you've got access to ChatGPT and Grok. Like, 'cause there's no reason you couldn't let them do a lot of the heavy lifting. I was thinking about this a while ago. Like, could you get an AI DM? And there are bound to be programs and companies out there that do them, but I'd like to choose a standard one, see how it goes. What would an AI DM be like? And actually, it would probably be quite good, right? Just in character of decide what the blacksmith is doing. Especially if you got it to write up, a proper list of what's in his shop, who are his friends, who's his wife, blah blah blah. There's no reason you couldn't do a pretty good job using AI just to save you so much. And the thing is, a lot of that sort of stuff is just grunt labor anyway. Like, you've got to be like, okay, yeah, what does a blacksmith have in his shop in order to create a world that has verisimilitude? Like, you've got to think, right, okay, he's got this, he's got this, he's got an assistant, blah blah blah, and getting an AI to just fill in the necessaries that you're going to get anyway at the end of it, just to save you time. That actually sounds like a really good idea. Quite appealing. And then you can just add in the important bits that actually make the story the story. It would be fun to do. ChatGPT D&D. There will always be hallucinations, but I mean, not that big a deal when you're playing D&D. If it's like, Grok, is this mushroom poisonous? And it's like, no, it's not. Eat as many as you like. Grok, you told me this mushroom is poisonous. Ah, yes, you're correct. I was wrong. That is a poisonous mushroom. Would you like a list of 10 other poisonous mushrooms? No, I'd like you to call the police for the ambulance for me, please. The best D&D game or role-playing game I ever played was when I was about 15. And I DM'd an Aliens cyberpunk game. And I had my friends. It was quite late at night. I had my friends. We were in one of my mates' kitchens, or dining room, sorry. And it was dark outside. And they were going through a lab. And they discovered, like aliens and vats and stuff. And somehow I managed to make it really creepy. I didn't even mean to, but it came out really, really creepy. And there was a bang on a window outside because of the cat or something. And everyone shat themselves, including me. And I was the fucking DM. So that was just the most memorable one I've ever had, I think. It was really great fun. What am I doing with this thing's skull? I mean, I'm painting the other one's brass, so I suppose I'll do that one brass too. Fuck it. Feeling lazy? Yes, that's actually a metal recreation of a skull on top of that thing. I'm feeling lazy. The problem with the AI, though, is continuity. I'm not sure how I'd get the AI to remember past sessions. I'm sure at some point it'll end up with some kind of memory. But at the moment it doesn't. Yeah, Creative Assembly is not the company it used to be, man. Again, like, you gotta remember, like, Rome Total War was 25 years ago. Like, new people have come into the company, and they are not the equivalents of the men that used to make things in it. Decline is real. Well, I mean, running the combat is not a problem, obviously. Running combat's actually easy. So that's not the thing that's really taxing, actually. And it's fun because you've got the strategic element of the combat. The taxing thing is keeping the entire thing up in the air, right? Making the world feel like a living world is the taxing thing. Or at least I found, anyway. Combat could sometimes be a slog, but it's not difficult to manage, generally. Yeah, I haven't seen PewDiePie's AI thing yet. What's it like? Like, if I could get the AI to basically make its own notes, right, then I think that'd be a really awesome way of running a D&D campaign. Like, right, ChatGPT. Session 1 of the AI D&D campaign is go. Where are we? What are we doing? You know, make your own notes. Yeah, can't store information. That's the major limitation. Yeah, I agree. That's the point, isn't it? I need to have it connected to. I mean, why can't I connect it to a notepad on my computer and say, look, use this to make notes about what's happened? You know, it's 100 meg or something. You know, just text. You know, gig of text. This year-long D&D campaign. It's fine. I'd have it. You know. Grok can generate text files of stuff if asked. Right, okay. ChatGPT, can you access a database? Sorry, I'm just leaning forward to paint this. I'm probably a bit off screen as well. This fucking painting Thousand Suns trim, you got to really focus, I'm afraid. Painting almost anything else, I mean, not too much of a bother. I think I'm gonna have to get glasses. Not my eyes are terrible, but I mean, I'm 46, so it's unusual to be my age and not have glasses, frankly. But I can feel my eyes not being as sharp as they used to be. I can still see everything fine, but it's just not as comfortable as it used to be. I don't know how to describe it. I can still see the detail quite crisply, but I don't feel the strain in my eyes more than I used to. Yeah, I'm straining eye muscles, exactly right. I mean, to be honest with you, I should be quite pleased I got to 46 without needing glasses. I had some like long range glasses, but they didn't really work. Like they didn't change anything, so I stopped wearing them. Yeah, focusing becomes more tiresome. But I mean, like, you know, I know people whose eyes are just atrocious. My side's really bad. I'm like, Christ, I was lucky. It just, 46 years old and I can, you know, still see everything fine. Very lucky, really. Both my parents have glasses and have had glasses for ages. Not when they were younger, so. But quite lucky with the amount of hair I still got as well. Shame my beard's so fucking white. Honestly, my beard is whiter than my dad's. I've got a more stressful job, but like, fucking hell, man, come on. Looking older than my own father. I don't think I'd want contacts. I sound like Uhtred of Bebenberg, about 2/3 of the way through Cornwell stories. Well, that's good. I like those stories. You can tell that Bernard Cornwell just loves England. Fucking love it. That's good. That's great. I listened to a bunch of the audiobooks of his stories. Years ago now. Can't remember much of it. No, I was having this conceit that I'd paint this entire bug like a jewel, but I don't think I will. Just out of sheer laziness. I mean, like, no one's ever gonna fucking see it. Why would it? Why would I bother? I can't believe every morning Keir Starmer wakes up and people aren't like, you know, you shouldn't resign. You should resign. You shouldn't be here. You should just knock it on the head, Keir. Everyone, I mean, literally, no one in history has been as hated as Prime Minister as you are. You should just fucking knock it off. Just knock it off. You've got to go do something else, mate. Just retire. You know, you're like 62 or something. You can retire. You've tried. You fucked it up. Everyone hates you. Like literally, you are hated. Not even like people are ambivalent or something. No, they don't like you. It's you personally. Approval rating at 13%. You are less popular than Prince Andrew, or no longer, the former Prince Andrew. The artist formerly known as Prince Andrew is more popular than literally Keir Starmer. As far as we're aware, Keir Starmer hasn't even diddled a kid. Like, that is fucking remarkable, how you can be that unpopular. Just generally. I mean, like, almost no one is that unpopular. And yet, Keir Starmer has managed it. I wonder if they did polling about Hitler. The general public. Would Keir Starmer be less popular than Hitler? Give people on the street a choice. Keir Starmer or Hitler? Imagine if he's less popular than fucking Hitler. If there was an unpopularity contest, Starmer would win, possibly. I mean, thing is, though, he might even lose that. Like, he's such a fucking dolt. Such a non-entity. Imagine telling the world you don't have a favourite book or movie. Can't just fucking make one up. Pick one. Oh yeah, my favourite book is To Kill a Mockingbird. Because of its anti-racist message. Okay, yeah, dull. But at least a human might say that. But a human doesn't say, yeah, I don't have a favourite movie or book. Favourite movie? Shawshank Redemption. Oh no, Schindler's List. You're never going to get pushback. There are some, like, just easy. We'll just say Titanic or something. I'll watch it with my wife on our anniversaries. It's, romantic and I like it. I like spending time with my wife. No one would ever criticize you. You'd never get any pushback. Could have said Lord of the Rings. You could have said anything. Literally anything. There are just certain movies, certain books that are just classics and everyone knows they're classics. And so everyone's like, yeah, okay, fair enough. You don't have to be creative. You could just say it. And everyone like, yep, understood. But Keir Starmer? No. Should just paint it fucking normally. Probably would look really nice though, if I get to be as autistic as I'm planning. Yeah, I mean, I've got loads of favourite films, obviously. It's just Keir Starmer. I mean, you just... Can you just imagine? Yeah, Love Actually, it could be anything. Literally anything he could have chosen. There's so many just safe bets. Boring things. I need to go get a drink, but I can't be bothered. I'm sat hunched over like a fucking... Don't even know what I'm like. What sits hunched over? Whatever it is, can't be very good. Whatever it is, I'm sat hunched over like it and I can't be bothered to move. I suspect that a lot of my good health is down to the fact that I don't really drink. It's not even that I'm against drinking or anything. It's just I only drink socially. I don't really socialise that much. And when I do socialise, a lot of the time I'm with like fellow influencers. The last thing I want to do is get drunk in that sort of scenario. Whenever you're hanging out with fellow influencers, you've got to stay sober as fuck. The only person I ever drink with is someone like Dank. Dank's good and I trust him. I actually really like Dank. I don't get to hang out with him nearly as much as I'd like because he lives in Scotland. But if there is one influencer that is on the radar that I'd spend more time with, it'd be him. He's a good lad. Really good lad. But yeah, I suspect the fact that I don't drink much is why I'm doing so well. I think that alcohol probably isn't good for you. And regular consumption of alcohol is probably really not good for you. But like I said, I'm not against alcohol or anything like that. Like I like drinking when I'm out with friends and you can have a good time. I love drinking. I just don't do it when I'm on my own. I've had whiskey in the cupboard for God knows how long now. It's just gone untouched. My wife doesn't drink either. And she won't drink even when we go out and stuff. Probably good. You just get into fewer arguments. I'm a very lovey-dovey drunk. I love everyone when I'm drunk. Everything's amazing. Whenever I'm drunk, it's literally the Everything Is Awesome song playing over and over. How great everything is. How much alcohol is it? How much alcohol is what? So one thing I like about these Seketar robots is I don't have to paint eyes. Fucking hate painting eyes. See what I mean about the sort of, red gem beetle thing? Cool idea, right? Yeah, the scarab, that's it. It's a cool idea, right? Have fun, Jelly. Thanks for hanging out. I don't drink much, so it doesn't take me much to get drunk. Like one beer and I'll have a nice buzz, man. And I'll have probably 5 beers in a night. I'll have like 3 or 4 beers and then I'll have a couple of whiskeys or something. Whiskey and Coke. Oh, thanks, Richard. It's not even deliberate. It's just that's the only space on my desk for them. Yeah, okay, that turned out better than I was expecting. Actually, I quite like that. And now I have to paint the gem, which I'm going to do red as well, because I'm not very creative. Yeah, the last time I drank was actually at Tommy Robinson's event, because and though that was an influencer event, it wasn't like an these are normal guys, they're not like influencers. It's like everyone there was just normal, and so you could have a few beers and just chill. Like there's the kind of like influencer class. Definitely wouldn't get drunk around. But Tommy's guys aren't weird. Very normal working class lads, and you can just have a few beers and they're fine. There are definitely influencers I wouldn't drink around. Shad is indeed a Mormon. Are you just learning this? But I was surprised too. I didn't know they had Mormons in Australia. Get drunk around Hassan. The colour on the far left, what this one is rainforest. Would I want to hang out with Hassan? I don't know. I think it would be interesting. I think he'd be really highly strung. I mean, did you see the Mandani after party thing where he's hanging around all these people and he just looks tense, man. He just looks like he's stressed out all the time. Like, he looks unhappy and tired. And so I'm just like, I don't know, man. I honestly, there's a part of me that feels bad for Hassan. No, Dildo, I hate Citadel paints. And not because of the paints themselves either. The paints themselves, honestly, Citadel's some of the best paints on the market. I hate the pots. Fuck the pots. He is... he is a fake person, but like... I don't know, man. Like... Yeah, I'd feel bad for him more if he wasn't so annoying. Side effect of being a Turk, yeah. Prisoner in a golden cage. Yeah, he is all of these things. I'm just glad I don't have to do the things he does. You know, I'm just glad I get to have the career I've got rather than the career he's got. Yeah, it's the pots. Fucking hell. Ben Shapiro has lost 20,000 subscribers on YouTube over the past 2 weeks. That is rough. Well, all I'm saying, Ben, is that you have decided that America First doesn't mean America First. I mean, what's you want from me, bro? It's interesting how Ben Shapiro's relevance has waned. Like, he used to not be able to go anywhere without seeing Ben Shapiro owning some college student in 2016, 2017. No, it was about 2018, really. 2019. Like he was big. I didn't mind Ben Shapiro. Like it was okay. Like the thing about Ben Shapiro is he was at least predictable, right? You knew what you were getting. If you put one of his podcasts on, it was because you wanted to know about the subject, and you knew he would be a good, reliable source on that subject. His positions were completely predictable. Stock positions. Like, wrote Republican positions. And so it's not like I didn't find him interesting. I didn't mind him. Honestly, I always preferred Michael Knowles and Andrew Clavin and Matt Walsh. I always found them more interesting. I never watched that much Daily Wire just because I don't have time to watch that much of anything. But if I was going to watch a Daily Wire thing on something, the only time I'd ever watch Ben Shapiro is when it was about Trump. Because Shapiro campaigned against Trump. Didn't like Trump. And he really hates the fucking Democrats. So, I always knew that if he had to say something good about Trump, it was through gritted teeth. And so he wasn't going to over-egg whether Trump had been good or not, right? He wasn't a Trump partisan. I would actually get an objective view on Trump from Ben Shapiro, weirdly enough. At least back in like 2020 or 2019. Because, like I said, Ben Shapiro just doesn't like Trump on a personal level. Which is fine, you don't have to like someone. And actually, it makes weeding out just biased nonsense from truth a lot easier. Alright, let's focusing a bit. You know this bit that no one will ever see? Yeah, I'm really, really concentrating on it. I need to get it right. It's literally impossible to see it because of the angle of the model. Yeah. What do I think about Candace Owens? I don't mind Candace Owens as a person. I've got to be honest. I don't have time to watch like an hour-long show of her theorizing conspiratorially over any subject, and it's not that I think she's right or wrong. I just don't have time to watch, so I don't even know the content of what she says. So all I see of Candace Owens is someone has reacted to something Candace Owens has said. She is bad and wrong. It's like, well, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it. But I don't really think people are giving her a fair shake. But she's very, very popular. So what can they do? They've basically got to just suck it up and accept that millions of people watch her shows. Same with Nick Fuentes, it's like, who knows? I don't watch his show because I don't have time to sit around for an hour or 2 hours and watch everything they do. But a lot of people do, which is good, and that means that they're relevant. So I get to see their takes via clips. All right. I think I've been doing this for long enough now to not really care about other content creators, like in a sort of personal way. It used to be very personal. Like, you know, the whole clique angle of things. Because, I don't know, it was just all brand new, right? You know, none of us had ever had successful YouTube channels before. We didn't know what all this meant. There wasn't really a political commentary sphere on YouTube until we invented it. But now, long past that. Asmongold showed one clip of Candice where she tilts her head and gives insane eye contact. The chat was having a hard time seeing a girl give them eye contact, even via screens. That was weird. You know, I'm not. I don't think it's surprising that these people have fans. Like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people act as if it's like, why does anyone like Candice Owens? Like, why wouldn't they? Like, you know, she's a good talker. Same with Nick Fuentes. Like, same with Ben Shapiro. They're good talkers. They're good communicators. That's appealing in and of itself, even if you don't like what they have to say, to be honest. Like, being a good communicator can, like, George Galloway is an amazing communicator. I love listening to George Galloway talk. I hate everything he fucking says. I think the man should be driven out of the country. Flogged out of the country or something, because he's just a traitor. Open traitor to this country. But by God, he's a great rhetorician. Weirdly, like, Twitter is not George Galloway's medium. Like, we covered on the podcast the other day. Apparently, he tweets a lot and gets not that much engagement on Twitter, which must be annoying for someone who's rhetorically as gifted as he is. No, look, man, just put out clips of yourself. I mean, he's got me blocked, so I have no idea what he posts on Twitter. It was just a study, quote unquote, done the other day that Harry covered on the podcast. Shit. There's this really obscure painter on Facebook. I can't even remember his name now. But he does these Thousand Suns models and Blood Angels models, and he freehands the most incredible sort of freehand patterns on them, and they look so good. I'm like, right, okay, there's no way. Like, I can try and mimic Eliminiastura's light effects because they're not that complicated. He's just got a genius eye for it. But these fucking hyper, I think his name's Bodrin or something, I can't remember the name. These hyper detailed patterns are so incredible. It's like, oh fuck, man. There's no way I would have the patience for that. God only knows how long it takes. But it looks so good. Oh no, these are kind of like, you know, sort of hyper detailed, sort of pattern you get on a carpet or something, like a Persian rug. You know, like that sort of pattern. I'll see if I can find one. I can't remember. Is it Bodrin or something like that? Yeah, they're freehand patterns. Yeah, and they're just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Like, you just get, like, people who are just so insanely talented. And he's one of them. Kind of. They're more like sorry, let me finish this and I'll find it. They're more like I can't even think of a proper comparison, apt comparison for them. What are they more like? There's really beautiful patterns that he does an incredible job all over the miniatures armor. Yeah, no, I'll find it in a second. I've just got to finish this bit before I move on. Whereas the starty, what loadout would I want? Well, I suppose it depends on the mission, the battlefield. But what am I going into? I definitely want to have gear that was tailored to the circumstance. I mean, in general, I was going to run with a bolt gun, and a plasma gun, I suppose, or a plasma gun. Just, hard to go wrong with those. In 40k, a plasma gun can deal with, you've got at least a chance of dealing with most things. Right, I'll find this guy. I'll try and find this guy. No, that's not his name. No, that's not it. How do I find anything on Facebook? I just scroll on the Facebook timeline. I don't know how I find what I actually like on Facebook. Fuck, man. I'm just going to scroll for a minute and hope it comes up. And when it doesn't, I'll be like, oh, sorry. Facebook, I thought you were listening to me. Pop up the thing I'm asking for. Come on, use that fucking AI surveillance shit you're doing constantly. Oh, come on, this is fucking some bullshit. Put out a new Tyrannid Prime and it's like, okay, great, I suppose. But like, what who was asking for it, The Tyrannid player's like, no, I need a Tyrannid Prime with a different pose, please. Oh my god, I'm sick of fucking women dancing. Sick of seeing women dancing on my fucking timeline. Just so fucking tired of it. I just don't need any more whores on my timeline. Thank you, Facebook. That's why I stopped using Instagram. And the thing is, I'm sure I don't look at them, But the algorithm was sort of, well, that was, a fraction of a second on that, so fucking have some more. Okay, I can't find it. Disappointingly. No, this is bothering me now. I really want to show you. Like, if I type in most amazing Thousand Suns Dreadnought, will I find it? See, why don't the Thousand Suns have a Sorcerer Dreadnought, man? We should have a fucking... Oh, is it that one? Maybe it's this one. Yeah, we deserve a fucking Thousand Suns Sorcerer Dreadnought. I deserve it. I don't think this is. This is just some other guy who is actually just incredible. Well, fuck. It looks like it could be him. Sorry, this is... I'm going to be autistic about this, but this is really bothering me now. I don't know if this is the same one. It's just... It's happened to have stumbled on to... Oh no, this definitely is the same guy. Right. So why is it so difficult to find his stuff? What? Okay, right. Well, here is finally, if I can find the chat again. Oh fucking hell, I didn't even see that super chat. There's some art money supplies. Thank you so much, Make Love Not War. Really appreciate it, man. Don't call him a simp. It's totally fine to simp by sending me $100. Amandine says, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate Load Seaters as well as your Cat Daily videos. Member on Load Seasons and recommend to everyone. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. If you want to help us, becoming a member is definitely the best way to do it. But right. Check this out, right. Now, he's got other minis that come up on my Facebook feed, but for some reason aren't on this page. But look at the detail on that. Here's another one. Here we go. Zench Knight. Look at the fucking detail on this fucking thing. And I'm like, fuck, man. That's all hand painted. That's all hand fucking painted. This guy is mad how good he is. and I can't find it on this page, but he's got there were these scarab terminators that he'd done with all that sort of ornate spiraling and whatnot on it, and it was just incredible. I was like, oh my god, man, how many fucking hours, how much talent, like genuinely amazing. Kind of pissed off. Like, look at the fucking cloak on this one. Like, why doesn't this guy enter painting competitions? Like, why isn't this guy getting the golden demons? Like, look at Horus's cloak on that. That's all hand painted. Like, if anyone deserves a fucking golden demon, it's this guy. Like, there's no word for the level of autism that this takes. There's no word in the English language for it. Just check out Pipe Makers. He has a lot of cool 3D print files for Eldar and Eldar release stuff. I don't have a 3D printer. I am thinking about getting one, but honestly, it's a lot of fucking faff. Like, I have watched, videos on 3D printing. There's a lot of faffing around that goes into it, man. Like, the old thing, you've either got time or money. Well, I have some money, but I don't have time. So I can't be spending all day fanning around with a 3D printer. Which is a shame, because I think it'd be really fun. Sorry. Focusing. Weirdly, on gems, the dot on the top is the most difficult bit to do. And this white's dry, so that doesn't help. Do I hear it? Yeah, fine. Doesn't look right. That's it. Thought I heard something outside, but apparently not. Yeah, no, I don't love it. So we'll have to do that again. Fucking oven broke the other day. Like, what? How's an oven break? It just doesn't cook. Gotta get that fucking fixed next week. Like the earliest they were like, yeah, the earliest we can do is Monday. So, oh right, okay. Just won't eat then. No cooking for us. I mean, it's been like, 8 years or something. No, probably shouldn't complain. Not like we didn't get good use out of it, but just never had it before, Oven broke. Huh. Yeah. I do have I do have the barbecue. That is true, but I didn't even think about it actually. Could use that. Literally nothing stopping me. Didn't even occur to me actually. That guy doing the Bohan guy doing the incredibly complex little spirals. Imagine how much work he fucks up when he makes one little mistake. And his arm spasms a bit and he goes a little bit to the left or the right and then boom. That's it. It's like 6 hours work. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Like for me, it's at least only about 10 minutes work. So I'm putting a lot more work into these headdresses than I expected to do. I was just going to do them as brass and then bronze and let them go. I got the idea in my head, and I was like, oh, may as well give it a go. Sorry about the not being able to talk, but very, very difficult bit to do. Very narrow. think I've got it though. Right, I think I've done it. Don't know how well they're coming across. Hopefully fairly well. Forgot these little dangly bits. Oh, thank you. I'm glad the scarabs look solid because I wanted them to look half decent. What I'm going to do is make sure I put them on the ones that don't have the red robes, ones with the cod pieces. So there's a bit of interesting red adornment on them. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had. Midnight, I should go to bed. Finish all this tomorrow. Well, I thought I was going to get these done tonight. But, so what have I got left to do? Got to wash and then highlight the heads. And then dry brush these. Although it does look like it's standing out already, but no, it'll look better when it's dry brushed. And then do the bases. Then they're done. And then I'll have a squad of 4 of these Seketar robots painted reasonably nicely and ready for the table. So, with that, thank you very much for joining me, folks. Thank you very much, Make Love Not War. I was very appreciated. And anyone else who donated, I really appreciate it. And I will see you as soon as I find some more time to just relax and do a bit of painting. Which, I mean, I find some time to do painting from time to time. I mean, that's how I've got, everything else about the miniatures done. Is that I was just, whenever I've got like an hour here or there. But it's never enough to bother doing a stream on. But anyway, thanks for joining me, folks. I'll see you soon.